जीवं साधवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतुषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the devotees for Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu discussion. So, we will continue from the last week where we started, where we stopped. So, we were doing the introduction to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We discussed from the preface of Srila Prabhupada's NOD, and we also discussed from the introduction little bit of NOD, correct? And yeah, some devotee want to share, they can share what we did exactly last time. Then, if anything is remaining, I'll add.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Prabhuji, we took the first verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
Yeah, yeah.
and we also did this, the first paragraph of the introduction from NOD of Srila Prabhupada. So from the first verse,
Introduction, correct.
so from the first verse, we saw in detail that the word vidhir, what
Vidhu.
was that? Vidhu. Yeah, that is specifically used for Krishna only, not Vishnu.
Correct.
And we
Yeah.
went in detail in the Amar Kosh dictionary with all the names. We saw the commentary of Jeev Goswami, how he proves that this word Vidu is used for Krishna only, and how he wins everyone. Then we also saw this, the different gopis' names, Taraka, Pali, and Srimati Radharani finally. So different, the opposite party, and then Samast, and then the party of Srimati Radharani. And why Srimati Radharani's name is used alone? Because she is the topmost. Others are in pairs like that. So, and we also saw this different rasas, how different rasas are there. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
somebody else can share maybe. Yeah. Thank you.
yes.
Anybody else want to share what rasas were explained in this commentary by Jiva Goswami? How many rasas are there total and few names? Anybody want to share? Total how many rasas are there? Generally, yeah, that is known commonly. So how many are there rasas?
Five rasas majorly
Hmm.
we come to know,
Yeah,
come to hear. Madhurya, then Madhurya is the highest, then
yeah.
Vatsalya, Sakhya, Dasya, and Shantaras.
Yeah.
And you explained there are others as well, I think
Seven, yeah,
24.
seven,
20, okay.
seven secondary
Yeah.
rasas are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So, yeah, maybe I will show that slide. This was discussed 12 rasas from one verse of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Shao Jiva Goswami proves that actually there are total 12 rasas which are all present in Sri Krishna actually. So he showed here that how 12 rasas all are present. in the embodiment of Shri Krishna. That's why his name is what? Akhil Rasamrita Murtihi. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to share anything, any other striking point or any other point you liked from Prabhupada Ji Goswami?
While discussing this Akhila Rasamrit Multipraji, we saw one verse wherein Krishna was entering into the arena of Kansa,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then everyone saw him differently.
Yeah, this is the verse. Yeah, this.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
this is
this
the
is
verse.
the
Yeah.
verse.
Mallanam, the wrestlers saw him as thunderbolt, which indicates Viriras, like that. Okay. Any other point? Any devotee want to share? Okay. So, yeah, somebody can share this. This is important part, that how many divisions of this ocean is there and in which sequence is the Rupa Goswami going? We discussed, right?
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Yes, Sarveshwari Radhika Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. You said that there is four division and it
Hmm.
goes clockwise from eastern to southern field, then after
Hmm.
western and then northern.
Correct.
We are going to do eastern division, which has four
Hmm.
laharis,
Hmm.
and four these laharis are first is um, Samanya Bhakti,
Hmm.
and second is Sadhana, third is Bhava, and fourth is Prema.
Prem. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So the sequence in which we go, Jiva Goswami explains that it is in the same sequence as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traversed in the clockwise way. Correct. So eastern, then southern, then western, then northern. Correct. This we have discussed. So today we are going to see the Granth Vibhag, the structure of the book, that Rupa Goswami will himself tell how he has structured the book and what is the name of each section he is going to tell. Okay.
Hare
So
Krishna
mainly,
Prabhu.
yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, we have also seen the three parts of Mangalacharan.
Ha.
So that
Yeah.
is Vastu Nirdesh and Ashirvad, second one, third is Namaskar. So
Yeah.
Vastu Nirdesh is like the goal. It's the setup of the goal. So second is Ashirvad. So we seek the blessings. So the readers also seek the blessings.
Yeah, the blessings are given to the readers, basically.
Yeah, the readers are seeking the blessings, I
Seeking
said.
the,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And third is Namaskar, that is offering obeisances to Lord, Guru, and Vaishnava.
Vaishnava, correct.
And one more thing, you have also explained about Krishna as the object of glorification and the attributes of the Krishna we have seen. And Krishna is Akhil Rasamrit Murti. Then you have explained about Vidu. Vidu is a destroyer of all sin.
Correct. Yeah. Four
And
qualities we saw of Vidhu. Why
yeah,
Krishna is not told by name Krishna, why Vidhu is coming,
yeah.
even though it may be controversial that, oh, it is name of Vishnu. Yeah, so it is used for a purpose. That is explained by Jiva Goswami. Yes,
And you
Mataji.
have said there are 12 rasas, but we
Yeah.
have seen the five primary rasas, and then you have also shown the different rasas, the chart
Yeah.
that you have just shown from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So we will continue today. We just completed first verse, and as I told, preface we have completed from NOD, and introduction we have done the first paragraph. Today we are going to do from the second paragraph of NOD. So as I told earlier, if you have your book, so then please keep it in front of yourself and see. So book is like this book, NOD. Okay. And if you don't have hard copy, then best is to purchase hard copy book. We have Sugopi, she is not there. Okay, she is distributing books. You can take from her, and otherwise you can access online. Yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Anybody has any question from our last session? Then we can take. Otherwise, we will start.
So, Prabhuji, one question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
For this NOD shlokas, we have total 4 shlokas to recite. But
recite.
online copy of, so there are total 4 shlokas for recitation for NOD.
Recitation or memorization?
Memorization, sorry.
Okay.
But this online copy of Veda base, I'm not finding all of those shlokas. Actually, there is no shloka in online copy. So
Correct.
do we have
Shloka
to
is
send
not
it in
there.
the offline copy, Prabhuji?
Yeah. I will send in the group, or maybe Pratik Prabhu can get from the G site. I will send in the group 4
Okay.
shlokas. Okay.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, so then we will continue from the second verse today. So basically, this is the part of Mangalacharan only. It's going to continue. Rupa Goswami is going to continue the Mangalacharan part and then complete that by 5 verses. Then 6th verse, he will start the next part basically. So last time we saw this, that we are currently doing the Eastern section, that is NOD chapter 1 to 19. That is called the Purva Vibhagaha. And the name of that Vibhag is Bhagavad Bhakti Bheda, divisions basically. So defining the different types of pure bhakti, also called as Uttama Bhakti. Okay, so in this we have seen that there are sadhana bhakti. Now we are currently doing the first part of it. So what is the first part of it? We saw Samanya Bhakti Lahari. That is first wave. So in this Uttama Bhakti, there are generally 3 types: sadhana, bhava, prema. So currently we have not entered any of these 3. This will start from second wave. Sadhana will be in second wave, bhava will be third wave, prema will be fourth wave. Now what we are doing? Now we are doing this first wave, which is contained in NOD introduction as well as chapter 1 and chapter 2 partially. Okay, so concerning an overview of bhakti, just an overview that what is bhakti, okay, what is definition of Uttama Bhakti, okay, and devotional service in general, that is called Samanya Bhakti Lahari. So in this we discussed there are 3 parts or sections. Mangalacharan, first to 10th verses, that mostly we will complete today. Definition of Uttama Bhakti, this we will do tomorrow. And then third section is 17th verse to 46th verse. That is the 6 specialities of Uttama Bhakti. Okay. So now last time we discussed about this clockwise traversal of the ocean. And we discussed the Mangalacharan. So I added some colors and some flowers, because devotees may feel that it's very blank. I thought good to add some color because this is discussion about rasa, so should be little beautiful. Hope devotees will not mind. So we have these 3 parts: Mangalacharan, Vastu Nirdesh, Ashirvad, and Namaskar. So in this we discussed the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, say Mangala Charana hai Trividha Prakar, Vastu Nirdesh Ashirvad Namaskar. So Trividha Prakar, it is of 3 types. So Vastu Nirdeshatmaka, Ashirvadmak, Ashirvadatmatmak, Ashirvadatmaka, and Namaskaratmaka. Okay, these 3 types are there. So in this, the first one is like Vastu Nirdesh, where we are having Shri Krishna identified as Akhil Rasamrit Murti. This Vastu Nirdeshatmaka one we have done. Okay. Now we are going to the second verse directly. So the second verse, did we start the second verse already? Did we do any part of it or just ended with the first verse only?
We ended with
No,
the
no.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
we
not
didn't do.
started. We have not started. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. It's not marked in my PPT. So we have not done. Okay. So then we will continue from there. Okay. So basically here we have what constitutes the Grantha, the Namaskar. So here it is saying Granthera Arambhe Kari Mangalacharana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana. So very simple meaning, Granthera Arambhe. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying in the Arambha, in the beginning of what book? Which book he is writing? He is writing the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And same thing applies to all the Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava books. So Granthera, in the beginning of the Grantha. So in the beginning of the Grantha, what? Arambhe Kari Mangalacharana. Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. All these three personalities, Guru, all the Vaishnavas, obviously, and Bhagavan. So Guru includes, as we will see, it will be Siksha Guru as well as Diksha Guru. Teen era Smarana. All three will be remembered. That is, Guru will be remembered, Vaishnavas will be remembered, Bhagavan will be remembered. So what is the purpose of this invocation? Why anybody does this Mangalacharan? Anybody remembers? Last time we discussed. What is the purpose of Mangalacharan?
For the auspiciousness.
Okay. Auspiciousness
To get blessings.
of what?
For understanding and completing the knowledge.
To complete the book, for completion of the book, or seeking auspiciousness to complete the book. And what was the second purpose? So first one you told Vanchita Puran. Vanchita, whatever is desired, that will be accomplished. Vanchita Purana. That is given in the next verse. So what are the benefits of offering Namaskar? Here it is mentioned in the next verse by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. Tinera smarane haya vigna vinasan anayase haya nija vanchita puran. So by the remembrance of the three, Tinera Smarana, who are these three? Whom he is remembering? These three?
Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan.
Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan. Correct. 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. So Guru, Vaishnava, and Bhagavan, all three, they are remembered. Tinera Smaran. Then two things happen. First is Vigna Vinashan happens. Then Vinash of Vigna, all the obstacles happens. We discussed last time. Second thing what happens? Vanchita Purana. Vancha, whatever is desired object, Purana, that will be accomplished. Okay, so what is the desired object? Completion of the book. Okay, so first is about the obstacles, and second is about the completion of the book. Okay, removal of the obstacles and the completion of the book. So what was the first verse of the Mangalacharan? That is Vastu Nirdesh, we already saw. Correct. Akhil Rasamrita Murti Prasrimara Ruchiruddha Tarka Palihi Kalita Shama Lalito Radha Prayan Vidhur Jayati. So this was the verse we already saw. Now we are going to see the second verse of Mangalacharan. So what Srila Rupa Goswami is saying? So he is offering his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Guru, Vaishnava and Bhagavan we said, right? So here he is offering to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hridi yasya preranaya pravartitoham varak rupopi tasya hriharehe padkamalam vande Chaitanya devasya. Okay. Santoshru, can you read? Meaning?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I offer my respects one day to the lotus feet Padakamalam of the Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya Deva, Hare Chaitanya Devasya. Though I am a wild person by nature, Varaka Rupopi, by his incarnation, by his inspiration within my heart, Hridayasya Prernaya, I have undertaken this work. Pravartitaha aham.
Yeah. Thank you. So he is first of all offering obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Deva. Okay, Vande Chaitanya Devasya. I am offering my pranam or my obeisances to Chaitanya Dev. Okay, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because Hridi Yasya Prernaya. Who is offering? This is Rupa Goswami offering to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, Hridi Yasya. So Yasya. Wherever this word Yasya is there, okay, there will be the word signifying the person whom he is trying to indicate with his qualities or his attributes. So whose prerna? pravartito, all these things happened by whose ever prerna, yasya. Who is that person? That person is by tasya. He is mentioning in the next line, tasya. Hare padkamalam vande chaitanya devasya. So that person is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, he has done what? Prerna. He has given prerna, prernaya. So Rupa Goswami has received prerna from him. So what kind of prerna he has received? So he is saying by his inspiration within my heart. So where is this inspiration coming? So it's coming in the Hridi. जैसे like we have in Bhagavad Gita, Hrid deshe Arjuna tishtati. Hmm. So he says, I am situated in the heart in the form of Paramatma. Hridi, similarly. So Hridi prernaya. He has given the inspiration in my heart. Okay. And what is the effect of his inspiration in my heart? So he is saying, out of humility, he is saying, it's not that it is the actuality. Like Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says few statements out of humility that I am even more fallen than Jagai Madai, like that. But that is not out, that statement of humility should not be taken as a statement of actuality. Okay, it is not philosophical concept. Out of humility, he is saying. So we cannot say, yeah, what Rupa Goswami is saying or what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, we should take it as philosophical point and make further philosophical points on this. Not like that. Okay, so he is saying Varaka Rupo. Okay, what is the meaning of this Varaka Rupo api? So he is in a sense, telling his own name, Rupo. Okay, indirectly he is saying, and also Rupa means form. Okay, so though I am a wild person by nature, Varak Rupo api. So by nature, I am a wild person. Okay. But what has happened? Hridi yasya prernaya pravartito. Hmm. I have undertaken pravartitah aham. I have undertaken. Ah. So even though I am a wild person, but by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Devasya Hridi Prernaya Pravartitoham. Okay, that is the Anvay. Okay. So by the mercy or by the uh, prerna of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have, even though being a wild person, I have taken up to write this work. To that personality, Tasya Harehe Padkamalam Vande. Okay, I am offering my obeisances. That is the meaning of this verse. Okay, let's see what Srila Prabhupada writes about this verse. Yeah, please continue.
The Srila Prabhupada on this verse, introduction to Anide. The author of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, very humbly submits that he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, although he humbly thinks himself unfit for this work. That should be the attitude of all preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement, following the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. We should never think of ourselves as great preachers, but should always consider that we are simply instrumental to the previous acharyas, and simply by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity.
Yeah, so Srila Prabhupada is telling a very, very important point about the mood of the preachers of Krishna consciousness movement. What should be their mood? That should be similar to the mood of Sri Rupa Goswami. So, what is the mood of Sri Rupa Goswami that he is showing here in this verse? So, he is saying that the author of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that is Rupa Goswami, he is very humbly submitting. What he is saying humbly? Varak Rupopi, even though I am a wild person, Varak Rupopi. So that is out of humility he is saying. So he is humbly submitting. That he is just trying to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world by writing this book, as Srila Prabhupada has actually done it by writing NOD and obviously through many other activities. So in the same way, we also should try to humbly think in this way and spread the Krishna consciousness movement. So only one part, just being humble, is it enough? No, both the things should be there. Humble at the same time, try to preach. Okay, we see sometimes these examples or some people asking question, Prabhu, I am so fallen, I cannot preach. So that is not the right mood in which Krishna consciousness is being practiced. Why? Because Rupa Goswami is showing his mood. He is humbly accepting that he is a Varaka Rupa. like that he is a like a fallen person. But at the same time, he is writing this book by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should also have the same attitude. Okay, that should be attitude of all the preachers, not that I am great. Okay, and if I start preaching, then nobody will become nobody will remain non-devotee. All these things. Okay, but he is saying very very humbly, one should try to preach, and we should never think of ourselves as great preachers. Okay. I have made so many devotees like that. Okay. Or my guru is great. Okay. So that's why I am also great. Or I am great. That's why my guru is also great. So all these are improper attitudes. Okay. So, but what should be other way? Should always consider that we are simply instrumental. Okay, so if somebody glorifies us that you are doing such nice service, so nice preaching, so we should simply accept ourselves as instruments, not that we are preachers, okay, directly, but we are just trying to spread the Krishna consciousness on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas. So we are instrumental to the previous acharyas, to our gurus. Okay, so that is the mood. Simply by following in their footsteps, we may be able to do something for the benefit of suffering humanity. And how to understand that actually we are not the preacher? If we stop preaching, still the preaching will go on. Like Krishna told to Arjuna, if you don't fight, no problem. I have already killed them. Somebody else will kill them. Okay, the destiny is already set. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already told that Prithivityachayat Nagaradigram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Nam, that everywhere my name will be spread. So how should we convince ourselves that we are not the preachers? If we stop preaching, still the prediction is going to come true. So we are not the preachers. We can mathematically prove it also. Okay, that we are not preaching actually. So if we preach on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then credit will also come to us, then mercy will also come to us. Like Ganga is already flowing. We cannot push the Ganga more and then send it to the ocean. It's already going to the ocean. What we can do at the best is take bath, take the benefit of flowing of Ganga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, the Ganga is already flowing. We cannot say that I am pushing this Ganga. That's why it is going to the ocean. I am preaching. Okay, that is not the right mood. That is what being said here. Okay. Yeah, please continue. Jiva
In this
Goswami's
verse,
commentary. Yeah.
uh, the author offers his respect to the avatar who delivers the people of Kali Yuga by spreading devotion to himself, Sri Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva, the Supreme Lord, and particularly to his lotus feet, which have become his shelter. By his inspiration within my heart, I have been able to accomplish this work. He addresses himself as low, Varakarupa, out of humility. Saraswati, however, cannot tolerate that. Therefore, she produces another meaning. Vara also means the best.
Yeah. So this will be continued in the next slide. So till here we see. So basically, Jiva Goswami is saying, and similar what Srila Prabhupada has said. Prabhupada is obviously reading this commentary of Jiva Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and then writing his NOD summary. Okay. So he is saying, Jiva Goswami, the author offers his respects to Avatar who delivers the people of Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga Avatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vande Chaitanya Devasya. So by spreading devotion to himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva, Supreme Lord, and particularly to his lotus feet, which become his shelter. That's why one day. So we have seen also the picture where the Goswamis, there, Goswami, the I think it is about Rup Goswami only, who is offering his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, holding the straw in his teeth. Okay, and also I think last time we saw the pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually seeing the verse written by Srila Rupa Goswami, and then we saw the pic where Srila Rupa Goswami is offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet beside the ocean, correct, near the hut. We saw that picture. So yeah, so basically Rupa Goswami is offering obeisances to his lotus feet. Vande Shri Chaitanya Devasya. Okay, and what is the result? Hridi yasya preranaya pravartito aham. By his inspiration, Hridi yasya preranaya pravartito aham. I have been able to accomplish this work. So he is addressing himself as Varak Rupo Api, out of humility. Okay. Okay. Not actual statement. Okay. One should not take it in actuality. And that's why Mother Saraswati, she is giving a different meaning. So this is generally the practice, especially Vishwanath Thakur expresses this part many times in Srimad Bhagavatam commentaries also, wherever some demons or some a malefic agent wants to give some ill names to Krishna or devotees, then immediately Vishwanath Thakur will write the opposite meanings which actually Mother Saraswati will give. Like in the third canto, there is a description of how different demons many times in Srimad Bhagavatam they give bad names to Krishna. Then especially in 10th canto also how Shishupal when he was criticizing. So Vishwanath Thakur shows that how Mother Saraswati gives the meaning which is actually their glorification. Ah, so like that. So he is saying first the Vara also means the best. So the word Varak was there, right? Varak. So this word Varak is being explained. Okay, Varak. Okay, so this will be split a Vara plus A. Yeah, continue.
A combined with ka becomes akyati, which means boldly indicates. Therefore, Varak stands for Varam Akyati. She praises
Hmm.
him as the person who is clearly indicated as the best. The word api in this verse indicates that only by the inspiration of the Lord and not otherwise will a person be able to dedicate himself to writing a worthy literary work.
Hmm. Varak Rupo Api. Api word came na there. So that indicates that only by the inspiration. Okay. It's not that by inspiration of the Lord as well as my hard work. I completed this book. Okay. There are many people who wanted to complete their book out of hard work, but they have not completed. Okay. So there is a sense here about the word api that it is only by the inspiration of the Supreme Lord that this work is going to be completed. Hmm. Okay, so the split is vara plus ak. So because varak. Okay, so this ak is explained here. Akayati and vara best. It was explained previously. Okay, so next verse we'll continue to the third verse. So now he is saying Vishrama Mandir Tayatasya Sanatana Tanur Madishasya Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bhavatu Sadayam Pramodaya. Gayatri Mati, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. May this work name the ocean of nectar composed of Bhakti Rasa, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, always, Sada, serve as the recreation hall, Vishram Mandiratya of my
Mandirit.
Lord,
Yeah, yeah.
Mandiratya of my Lord, Madhisasya, manifested in the form called Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Tanu, for his pleasure, Pramodaya.
Hmm. Yeah. So now he is offering obeisances to Sanatan Goswami. Okay. So whom he considers as his guru. Okay. Like that. Obviously, second verse was obeisances to the Lord. Okay. That is Bhagavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now he is obeisances to the guru. Okay. So last time we discussed where is this Bhakti Rasamrita situated? Anybody remembers?
Yes, Prabhuji, in the heart of Rupa Goswami.
In the heart of Rupa Goswami, correct. And how did it come to the heart of Rupa Goswami? We discussed that. How did it reach to the heart of Rupa Goswami?
From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we discussed the past time how at the Dashashwamedh Ghat for 10 days Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this Bhakti Rasa Chakhaite Ek Bindu. He told that I will be explaining it only a drop of it like that. So now he is doing obeisances to the Guru. Yeah, so what he is saying, Vishram Mandir Taya Tasya Sanatan Tano Mad Ishasya Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bhavatu Sadayam Pramodaya. Pramodaya. Okay. So it is for the Pramoda. Pramoda means Moda means happy. Muda. Dhatu. So it becomes happy. Pramoda means very happy. Hmm. He let him be very happy. Who? Sanatan Tanoha. Okay, it has two meanings basically. It is a play on word. Basically, it is called Samasokti, a alankar in Sanskrit. Basically, Samasokti means something which is very, very visible, but it has a second meaning also. Okay, which is not clearly visible. Like the first verse had Vidhu. So Vidhu, it was very, very visible. That Vidhu means it is moon. Okay, that is generally the word Vidhu. But when it is taken in other sense, it is meaning of the word is Krishna also. Okay, and there are other examples also in that. But basically, it is called Samasokti means something which is very clearly visible, but at the same time, it has a second meaning which is hidden. Okay, so we will see what is the second meaning and how it is hidden. But here he is saying Sanatan Tanoh means Sanatan Goswami. Okay, okay. So Tanoh means form, the form of Sanatana Goswami, form called Sanatana Goswami. Okay, so for his pleasure, Pramodaya. Okay, for his pleasure, Tasya Sanatana Tanoh. Okay, and who is this Sanatan? Mad Ishasya. He is Mad means my Ishasya. He is my Lord. Okay, my Lord means basically Isha means controller. Ishvara. Ishvara means one who controls. Similarly, Isha. Ish means control in the sense of control. Okay. Uh, so where yeah, obviously this word Lord is coming from the basically English culture where the governor or the Supreme Court judge they are called my lord like that. Lord Clive, Lord Mountbatten, like that we heard na, in history. So Lord is generally for the one who is governor or something. So from there it's coming. And many times Srila Prabhupada also uses. So Lord means generally the person who is to be respected and controlled. Okay, like that. So like generally we say in Sanskrit as Bhagavan. So how much ever possible we should try to say as Bhagavan, who is possessor of the six opulences. Okay, that is more sweet. Until unless we are for like we have to speak in English only. So yeah, Mad Ishasya. So this Sanatana Goswami is my master, Madhisasya. And the previous verse said that he is having inspiration from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he's writing this work. Now, what is the connection of this work with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sorry, with Sanatana Goswami. So he is saying that Bhavatu Sadayam Pramodaya. Let it be Bhavatu, let it be, let it happen. That it becomes Sadayam. Always Sadayam. Pramodaya for his pleasure. Okay, for the pleasure of Sanatan Goswami. That work which is coming out of inspiration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let it have the purpose of giving pleasure to Sanatan Goswami. Okay, and what is that work named? Now he is giving the name to the book. Okay, so the name to book is given in this verse. Okay, so the Namakarana of the book is in this verse. Okay, so name of the book is revealed here. Hmm. So we saw all the words of the shloka, right? Vishram Mandir Taya. Yeah, Vishram Mandir. Yeah, basically, yeah. So we didn't see this. What is Vishram Mandir? Vishram Mandir is like we have a clubhouse in any society or in any what we say colony or whatever clubhouse is there where children may go and play some indoor game. And there are sometimes outdoor game facilities, swimming pool also same time may be there like that. So Sanatan Goswami, whenever he wants to have some fun, some joy, Krishna conscious joy, obviously. So Sanatana Swami is like that. So let him come to this book. Okay, which is this book? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Let it be his recreation hall. Okay, so that is the recreation hall, this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Let it be his pleasure house. Like that. Okay, Vishram Mandir. Okay, the place where he comes to just playfully or joyfully rest, like that. Okay, that is the book. So Vishram Mandir Taya Tasya. Let it be the recreation hall of that person. Who is that person? Sanatan Tano, who is the form of Sanatana, who is also my Lord, Madhi Sashya. For him, let it be this book. Which book? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Let it be Bhavatu Sadayam. Always his Vishram Mandir Taya, and give him Pramoda, pleasure, like that. Yeah, please read Srila Prabhupada's comment on this. Yeah, somebody else was reading now. Yeah, Mataji, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Srila Prabhupada on this verse, Introduction to MOD.
yeah.
Srila Rupa Goswami begins his great book by offering his respectful obeisances unto Sri Sanatana Goswami, who is his elder brother and spiritual master, and he prays that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu may be very pleasing to him. He further prays that by residing in that ocean of nectar, Sri Sanatan Goswami may always feel transcendental pleasure in the service of Radha and Krishna.
So very succinctly, Srila Prabhupada summarized the whole verse. Even though he has not written the verse in his book, but he has kept all the meanings of the whole thing in the NOD basically. So only the verse is not there. Basically everything else is nicely explained. So Rupa Goswami begins his great book by offering, just like we offer bhoga. So similarly, this book which he has created, he is writing, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he has offered to the lotus feet of Srila Sanatan Goswami. Hmm. So Yad Madishasya, like that it was told. Here Prabhupada is saying he is his elder brother. Okay. And Madishasya, my spiritual master, Guru. Yeah. And he prays that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu be pleasing to him. Okay. Pramodaya. Okay. Be pleasing to him. And he further prays that by residing in that ocean of nectar, okay, Vishram Mandirtaya, okay, and what is the name of that ocean? Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So, ocean of nectar. Okay, so last time, if you remember, we discussed how this Bhakti Rasam Sindhu word is translated in English. So, we discussed Bhakti Rasa, that itself is nectar, correct? Tasya Sindhu, and its ocean. So, basically, the name of the book is this much only, Ocean of Nectar. And what is the name of that nectar is Bhakti Ras. That is the name of the book. Okay, Bhakti Ras. The name of the book is this much only, Ocean of Nectar. Okay, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu means this much only. And what is that nectar? If somebody asks, that nectar is Bhakti Rasa. Ocean of Nectar, which is called as Bhakti Rasa. That is the name of the book. Okay, that's why Prabhupada is writing here. In that ocean of nectar. And Sri Sanatana Goswami may always feel transcendental pleasure, Pramodaya, in the service of Shri Radha and Krishna through this book. Yeah, please continue. Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary.
Praising his Guru Sanatana as the avatar of his worshipable Lord, the author then makes a prayer. The scripture is called the Ocean of Nectar, in which the nectar is Bhakti Rasa. May this work serve as the resting place of my Lord, Sri Krishna, who, though always situated in his own form, Sanatana Tanu, manifest many other forms, including the body called Sanatana.
So now the pun or the play on the word is revealed here by Jiva Goswami. The second meaning of Sanatan. All of you observed what is the second meaning of this word Sanatan? Okay, so from the beginning, let's see. So he is saying, praising his Guru, Sanatan Goswami, as the avatar. Why suddenly this word avatar, from where it came? So he is explaining in the third point of his worshipable Lord, okay, his Guru. The author makes a prayer. Okay, prayer means basically he is offering namaskar. Okay, so the namaskar, as we discussed, first Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is namaskar to Lord is done. Now namaskar to his Guru he is doing. What is the name of the scripture? The Ocean of Nectar. Okay, that is the name of the book, Ocean of Nectar, in which the nectar is Bhakti Rasa. Okay, the nectar, word nectar is what? Bhakti Rasa, as last time I told. So this is the name of the book. Okay. May this work serve as the resting place of my Lord, Shri Krishna. Now, from where Shri Krishna came? Okay, so he is saying, though always situated in his own form, Sanatan Tanoh. Sanatan has another meaning, that is eternal, whose form is eternal. Whose form is eternal? That is Shri Krishna. Okay, that's why the second meaning of the word Sanatan Tano is actually he's offering his obeisances to Shri Krishna, like that. Okay. And both are connected, obviously. Why? That Jiva Goswami is explaining that who, though always situated in his own form, manifests many other forms. He manifests many other forms, many other avatars, like that, right? Also including the body called Sanatan. That is Sanatan Goswami. Okay, like that. So this is the play on the word Sanatan. Okay, like there was play on word on Vidhu. Correct. Vidhu means moon. Vidhu means Vishnu also. And then we proved actually it means Krishna. So two meanings are there. Correct. And then we discussed actually the whole verse is having two meanings. Akhil Rasamrit Murti, oh, which is embodiment of all the rasas. Who is that? Shri Krishna is the embodiment of all rasas. But who is the embodiment of all the bhojan rasa? All the food taste. Astringent, pungent, sour, sweet, correct. All these six rasas which are there, bitter, all these six. So these who is embodiment, that is not Krishna. Is obviously Krishna is, but in direct sense it is moon. Correct. And then we saw how the whole verse had the second meaning, that Parishrimara Ruchiruddha Taraka Pali, who covers all the Tara, all the stars in the night. Shama means night. By Prashrimara, by spreading his light. So moon spreads his lights so nicely that it does not burn out the stars like sun it burns out the stars, nobody can see the stars that time, but moon shines so nicely that it covers the stars. It is coming into the limelight, but at the same time it is not burning down the stars. Correct. So like that second meaning is given. Similarly here Sanatan word has the second meaning, that it is eternal body of Sri Krishna, from whom Sanatan Goswami is also coming. Yeah, please continue, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. In addition, the ocean is the resting place of another eternally perfect form called Narayana. In this case, the normal meaning of Sanatana, eternal, is taken. Thus, the verse is a metaphor, as Narayana, with eternal body, lies down on the milk ocean and takes rest. May Sanatana, the empowered expansion of Krishna, lie down and take rest in the work called the ocean of Bhakti Rasa.
Yeah, so this is the genius of Rupa Goswami, that he will write something in a way that we can never think. We know that this happens. We know very much that, oh, Narayan takes rest as Shirodakshai Vishnu in the milk ocean. Correct. We know it, but still we are not able to connect. But Rupa Goswami is writing it with that connection in his mind, and that's why Jiva Goswami told my Tika. His name is what, Durgama Sangamini, to reveal that which is hidden also, and to make you cross over the difficult parts of the ocean, like that. So there are some deep pearls in the ocean we are not able to see. So Jiva Goswami is showing us that yes, you see what actually Rupa Goswami is writing is very, very invaluable. Okay, we are not able to see. So that's why he is saying here Sanatan Tano. So just a simple word Sanatan Tano he is writing, and Vishram Mandir Taya, these two words. So Jiva Goswami is saying it is a metaphor, what it's called Samasoktihi. Okay, Samasoktihi. Okay. Basically samas plus ukti. Okay, two words sandhi, samasokti. So basically the meaning of samasokti is the word has a direct simple meaning visible, but also has a invisible meaning. Okay. So there is a direct meaning visible, plus there is also a invisible meaning. Okay, which may be also direct or indirect, but it's not directly visible. That is being used here. That metaphor or that play on the word is being used. Hmm. Yeah, so that's why here he is saying that Narayana, okay, he is resting in the milk ocean. Like that, may Sanatana Goswami also take rest in the ocean of nectar. What is that nectar? That nectar is Bhakti Ras. Okay. So that is the name of the book. Okay. Any questions before we go ahead? What we discussed till now? These two verses. Yeah, Dayamai, Mataji. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. No, we are not able to hear. I'm not able to hear. Others are able to hear. Or?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. No, it's coming. Yeah.
Prabhuji, my question is before the Sri Goswami's commentary, the last line, Sanatan Goswami, is it in the last line, is it showing that Sanatan Goswami is one of the form of Lord only?
Actually, in the PPT, one of the form of the Lord. This word, this slide or previous?
Previous.
What is the question?
Various works serve as the resting place of my Lord Krishna, who, though always situated in his own form, manifests many other forms, including the body called Sanatana. So is it Sanatana is one of the forms of Lord Krishna?
One of the form is not as an incarnation, he is saying, but one of the form is like we say, na, we are all part and parcel of Krishna. Also, like as a Jiva also, he is actually Vivinnamsha. Swamsha is Narayana and other incarnation. Vivinnamsha is all the Jivas, like that. So in that sense, he is saying, okay, that's what I understand. Okay.
Prabhuji, is it like just like a disciple sees his spiritual master as God, equal to God? So is it the power of something that he is taking his spiritual master as the Lord itself, and it's just trying like I was trying to understand like this.
Yeah, possible. Yeah, that very much possible. Yeah, not equal to God, but Haritva, Sakshat Haritvena, it is said. He is having the qualities, Haritva. He is not Sakshat Hari, but having the qualities of God. So that's in that sense also, yeah, it very much possible. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next verse. Fourth verse. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindho Charatah Paribhuta Kala Jalabhyah Bhaktamakaran Ashilit Mukti Nadikan Namasyami. Sarveshri Radhika Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. I offer my respects to the devotees who are like Makaras, kings among fishes, Bhakta Makaran Namasyami, frolicking Charata in the sweet ocean of devotional rasa, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, who disregard the insignificant rivers of liberation, Asilita, Lita, Mukti, Nadikan, and who are free, Paribhuta, from fear, Bhaya, caused by the net of time, Kala Jala.
Thank you. Yeah. So now he is saying, offering his respects to devotees, Vaishnava. Okay. So obeisances to Vaishnavas. Okay. So Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Charatah Paribhut Kalajala Bhyah Bhakta Makaran Ashirita Mukti Nadikan Namasyami. So Namasyami. I offer respects. To whom? Bhakta Makaran. The Makara. Makara means it is roughly translated as shark. Okay. It is not shark. It is roughly translated as shark. Okay. So what is the form of Makara? I think it's going to come ahead. There will be explanation about what actually this Makara. But so we can understand something like shark. Okay. Which is a very, very powerful fish which does not fear from any other fish in the ocean. Okay. And everybody else fears of it, like that. So the devotees who are frolicking charataha, okay, like what? Makaran, like the shark Makara in the where ocean? Sindhu. Which ocean? That ocean which I told last verse. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Again he is mentioning here. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. Who are charata, who are freely roaming, frolicking basically. Frolicking, playing around in the ocean. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. As what? Makara. As the shark. Hmm. And what are their other qualities of these devotees? These devotees are given adjective here. Asilita, Mukti Nadikan. They have disregarded. These devotees are which kind of devotees? Those who have disregarded the insignificant rivers of liberation. Okay. So this is Mukti. They have disregarded. Moksha Laghuta Krit. One of the qualities of Bhava Bhakti. It will be coming in the future part. So in the last section of this chapter itself, speciality of bhakti. Third speciality of bhakti will be described though that those who are at the stage of bhav, they consider mukti or moksha as laghu, very, very small. So that is the quality of these devotees. And what is the another quality? This is first quality, asilita mukti nadikan. Okay, this is first. So second one is paribhuta, who are free of what? Bhiya, fear. Fear of what? Kal jal. Fear of the time, the net of the time. Okay. So they are free. That's why they are frolicking. Right? That's why they are playfully roaming in the ocean like that. Charata. As the shark. They don't have any fear of anything. They don't have any fear of the time, the net of time, or any other fish. And they have completely given up the petty oceans of liberation, petty rivers of liberation, Mukti Nadikan. So please see this. Every word is actually very important. That's why I'm explaining. But please remember this word Nadi is being used for Mukti. Okay, ocean is used for Bhakti. Okay, Sindhu is used for Bhakti Rasa, and Nadi is used for this Mukti. Okay, so that will be explained also. Yeah, let's see Srila Prabhupada's explanation on this. Yes, Mataji, please read.
Yes, great devotees and acharyas compared to the sharks in the great ocean of nectar, Bhaktam Makaran, they do not care for the various rivers of liberation, Asilita, Mukti, Nadikan. The ocean can be compared to liberation and the rivers to all the different paths of liberation. The impersonalists are dwelling in the river water, which eventually comes to mix with the ocean. They have no information, however, that within the ocean, as within the river, there are innumerable aquatic living entities.
Very nicely, Srila Prabhupada explained the verse. First, he is explaining the word Bhakta Makaran. So, Prabhupada has translated this as sharks. Okay. So, they are compared to shark. Who are compared? Bhakta devotees. Which kind of devotees? The devotees who are trying to practice Uttama Bhakti or those who have perfected the Uttama Bhakti. All those devotees like that. So, they are free of which fear or which attraction to the rivers of liberation, Mukti Nadikan, Asilita. They have given up the interest or they do not care, as Srila Prabhupada writes. They don't have any interest in the river of liberation. Okay. And another thing, as it was explained, that they are frolicking in the ocean. So Prabhupada is writing ocean can be compared to liberation and the reverse to all the different paths of liberation. The impersonalist, why ocean is compared to liberation? Now we saw Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is. This is Bhakti Rasa. Correct. Now why Srila Prabhupada is saying this? So he has a point to make that this liberation are the paths of liberation and they all actually come and merge into Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is nothing but a feature of Krishna only. Okay. So Bhakti Rasa is non-different from Krishna, and same time the feature of Krishna is Brahma Jyoti. That's why he is writing a comparison that ocean can be compared to liberation like that. Okay, in the sense of Brahma Jyoti. So please don't think that now the ocean has changed from Bhakti Rasa to Brahma Jyoti. Just for this purpose of explaining this point, Prabhupada is saying this. Okay. And there are different rivers of liberation, okay, which come like Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. They all give liberation. They are the different rivers which come. But Bhakti Rasa is the ocean itself. Okay. So impersonalists are dwelling in that river by Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Okay. These rivers are what? The Jnana or Ashtanga Yoga. Okay. These are the rivers. And they are dwelling in that river, which eventually come to mix with the ocean. What is the ocean here? Liberation. Okay, the ocean of liberation, which is a feature of Krishna. They have no information, however, that within the ocean, as within the river, there are innumerable aquatic living entities. So these people who are aspiring for liberation, they don't have any information that the living entities can serve with all its senses the Supreme Master Krishna. Jivera Swarup hai, Krishna Nitya Das, and there are so many other living entities which are actually achieve perfection by bhakti. They don't have any information like this. That is explained by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, please continue, Mataji.
The sharks who dwell in the ocean, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Charata, do not care for the rivers which are gliding down into it. The devotees eternally live in the ocean of devotional service and they do not care for the rivers. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Charata. In other words, those who are pure devotees always remain in the ocean of transcendental loving service to the Lord and have no business with the other processes, which are compared to the rivers that only gradually come to the ocean.
Yeah, thank you. So now he is saying sharks, that is Bhakta Makaran, who dwell in the ocean. Now, which is this ocean? This is not now liberation. This ocean is Bhakti Rasa, Sindhu, the Bhakti Rasa. Okay. So in that ocean, Charata, the sharks, the devotees, they do not care for rivers. So shark in the ocean will never go to river. Okay, we have never seen that shark is going in the river from the ocean. It will frolic in the ocean only. So like that Rupa Goswami has said. Similarly, devotees, even though there are so many rivers coming down of liberation, but they will never go to them. So what is this line signifying in the verse? What is it indicating? What is trying to explain? Which word of the shloka? Which word of the shloka is being explained here?
Ashilita Mukti Nadikam.
Asilita Mukti Nadikam. Okay, so that word is being explained. And then devotees eternally live in the ocean of devotional service. They do not care for rivers. Okay, just like sharks don't care for the rivers. So, in other words, those who are pure devotees always remain in the ocean of loving service to Lord. So, pure devotees here, both in the stage of sadhana as well as in the stage of siddha. Okay, that is bhava or prema. Okay, both. Why? Why am I saying that sadhana and siddha both? That will be explained in 1.1.11 in the 11th verse of this chapter, where pure bhakti definition will be given. There it will explain. Okay, that what is the meaning of pure devotee? Who is practicing uttama bhakti also is included. Why practice word is also there? We will see. Okay, always remain in the ocean of transcendental loving service. So even the sadhaka, they do not aspire for liberation. So sadhaka also they don't have desire to attain liberation. They have desire only to attain prema. Okay, like that. Wherever it may be, in this world or in spiritual world. Okay, Narayana Parasarve, na kutaschana na bibhyati, swarga apavarga narkeshu apitulya arthadarshinaha. Wherever Krishna may give, like that. So they are not interested with other processes of Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, which is compared to rivers coming to the ocean. Yeah, please continue.
Having
Jiva
offered
Goswami's. Yeah,
Shiv Goswami's commentary,
yeah.
having offered his respects to Sri Sanatana by name, but through literary device, the author offers his respects to all the other devotees who are also dear to him, without specifying particular devotees. The devotees are compared to makaras. The makaras is an aquatic animal and is called as the king of fish. The devotees are similar to the makara in three ways.
So Jiva Goswami is giving a expanded elaboration of this verse. So he will explain in three ways how they are similar to the makara in the ocean. Who? Devotees. Okay, devotees compared to makara. What are the three similarities he will tell? Okay, so having offered respects to Sanatana Goswami, to his guru by name, but through a literary ornament, like we discussed, it has an invisible meaning also, which is indirect meaning also. Author offered his respects to other devotees now in this verse, Vaishnava Namaskar, who are dear to him. Okay, without specifying particular devotee. So there are so many devotees: Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, correct? Raghunath Das Goswami, correct? Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So all these devotees, he is offering his respects, and all the devotees who are going to come in future, they are all dear to him. That's why I told I am writing this book for all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas, those who are present and those who are going to come. Okay, without specifying the names. So he is including all of us also. He is offering his Ashirvad to all of us also in the future verses. Okay, like that. So pranam he is offering to all those devotees who are his associates, close associates, like that. But Ashirvad, when he will speak, he will say who are actually going to come in future also. Yeah. So what are the three ways devotees compared to the Makara? Yeah, please read.
Firstly, the devotees or makaras joyfully swim in unlimited bhakti rasa, which is compared to an ocean of nectar, which is the final shelter of various types of rivers of liberation and is full of highest bliss. Secondly, they ignore liberation, which is compared to a river, Asilita Mukti Nadikan, the happiness of merging in Brahman, even though that happiness cuts the bondage of birth and death, and even though that happiness flows eternally, just as a river provides relief and flows constantly without ever stopping.
Yeah. So the first reason he is giving the devotees as Makaras joyfully swim. Okay, so what is the word which was used for joyfully swimming? Anybody remembers in the verse?
Charat.
Charatah. Correct. Joyfully swim. So they are charatah. In the unlimited bhakti rasa, bhakti rasamrita sindho. Okay, which is final shelter for various types of rivers of liberation. So first is that they are joyful. Okay, the devotees are joyful in that sense. So basically we are seeing three similarities between makaras and devotees. So both makara and the devotee are joyful. Okay, in the ocean. Secondly, they ignore liberation. So both of them ignore. The devotees ignore liberation and the makaras they ignore, or the sharks ignore the rivers basically. Mukti Nadikan. So that is the second similarity. So even though that happiness cuts the bondage of birth and that which happiness merging in Brahman, that also will give mukti, sayujya mukti. Okay. And even though that also flows eternally, the river never stops coming to the ocean. That always coming. Okay. But the devotees ignore them, even though they are always present. Those rivers are eternal, but they are the path of Gyan Marg, Ashtanga Marg are eternally present as authorized way of gaining Sayujya Mukti. But devotees are not interested. They ignore. Yeah, continue.
The devotees ignored liberation because they preferred to play in the ocean of bhakti rasa. This is illustrated in the following verses. Salokya sasti samipya sarupya kattavam api uta diyamanam na grihnanti vina mat sevanam jana. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, salokya, sasti, samipya, sarupya, or ekatva, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead if that does not include service to him. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, 3rd canto, 29th chapter, 13th verse. So he has given a proof that devotees ignore. Okay, proof to the second point. The devotees are ignoring liberation. How do we know? Salokya sarishti samipya sarupya aikatvam api uta diyamanam na grihnanti vina mat sevanam janah. So the devotees, if they have not got this opportunity, vina, what opportunity? Mat sevanam. These people, these janah, na grihnanti. They will not accept. Even though given, diyamanam. Even though given, they will not accept. Why? Because vinamat sevanam, it's not accomplished or it's not accompanied by service to me. What they don't accept? All kinds of liberation. Salokya, sarishti, samipya, sarupya, aikatva, sayujya, that is. All five they have rejected. Okay, Salokya same planet, Sarishti same opulence, Samipya nearness. Okay, closeness. Sarupya, same form. Aikatvam, merging into Brahman. All this they give up. Why? There is no seva. But if seva is there, which one they will choose? Anyone. Whichever Krishna gives, except Aikatvam. Krishna will not make them merge. They will not be able to do serve, seva there. So they don't want. Okay. So this is proof of ignoring. Third, yeah, please read.
Thirdly, in the ocean of Bhakti Rasa, they disregard paribhuta, the fear arising from time, which causes a succession of miseries through the bondage of birth and death, just as fish swimming in the deep ocean are free from the fear of the fisherman's net. Paribhuta kala jala bhiya.
Yeah, the third similarity. So they disregard. Okay, the fear. No fear, basically. Fearlessness of time. Okay, so fearlessness of time. So kalajal bhyah. So paribhut kalajal bhyah. To remember, you can remember this. Yeah. So both the shark as well as the devotees. So they do not fear the kalajal because they know आयुर्हर्ति वै पुंसाम् उद्यनस्तं चयनसौ तस्य ऋते यच्छनो नीता उत्तम श्लोक वार्तयाः. We saying second canto, yeah, third chapter I think, yeah. So आयुर्हर्ति वै पुंसाम् उद्यनस्तं चयनसौ. So this sun, what he does, आयुर्हर्ति, he takes away the life of every living entity. By what? Udyan astan chayanasau, by the udaya and ast, by sunrise and sunset. Okay, so one day of the living entity goes away. Okay, but those who are devotees, because they are continuously engaged in Krishna's service and hearing about Krishna, so there is no effect of such time on the devotees. So will the devotees not die? Yeah, they will also die. Will they not lose a day in the life? Yeah, they will also lose. But actually, it is not a loss. Why? Because their closeness to Krishna is increasing by that. They are serving the eternal purpose of going back to Godhead, like that. So it's not a loss at all. Okay. For other living entity, it is a loss because they have not utilized it for going closer to Krishna in that way. Okay. So these three we discussed. What were the three? So anybody remembers what is the first one? What is the first similarity? You remember the technical word, or if you directly remember also okay.
Joyful.
Yeah, joyful. Yes. Okay. Joyful of what?
Swimming.
Swimming in the
Swim. Yeah, swimming joyfully. Yeah, correct. Okay. Charata. Yeah. John. Okay. Second was
Both ignoring the small rivers which are coming in the ocean, like liberation.
correct. Both ignore the rivers. Okay. And third is no fear of time. Kalajala bhyaha. Okay. So for this third point now, he is giving a proof. Okay. So te deva siddha parigita pavitra gatha ye sadhava samadrisho bhagavat prapanna तान्नोपदिष्ट हरे गदयाभिगुप्तान् नैषां वयं न च वयः प्रभवाम. One word is missing here. Prabhavam Dande, I think. Okay, one word is missing. Okay, please read the meaning, Mataji.
My dear, my dear servants, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone, and the demigods and the inhabitants of Siddhaloka sing their narrations. Please do not even go near them. The club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead always protects them, and therefore Lord Brahma, I, and even the time factor are not competent to chastise them. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3.27.
Yeah,
27.
so basically Yamaraj is speaking to Yamadutas this verse that after Ajamil case happened, that Vishnu Dutas came and protected, and they came back to Yamaraj, explained the whole thing, that it has never happened in our career that we were told to go back without having the person. So they are explaining, and then he is saying that yes, uh, yeah, first time, but learn the lesson that don't do it again, because even I am not able, what we say, ordained, or I am not supposed to control them. Okay, they are directly under the protection of Krishna, basically. Not only me, even Brahma, even the time factor. So this is our interest here. The point of interest is this, the time factor, because that is the proof, right? This proof is for what? No fear of time. No, so kala jala bhiya. So they are not basically under the governance of the time factor also. Okay. So that's why you are, we are only not able to control. So what you will do? Why all this happened? Because Hare Gadaya Abhiguptan. They are protected directly by Krishna, by his club, Kaumudiki, like that. Okay. Any questions? What we discussed in the last verse? Okay. So Vaishnava Vandana, basically the pranam to Vaishnava, glorification of Vaishnava, that was done. And now he is going to the next verse, fifth verse. मीमांसक बडभाग्ने कठिनाम अपि कुंठयन असौ जिह्वाम स्फुरतौ सनातन सुचिरम तव भक्ति रसामृतम बोधि. Yeah. So third time in a row he is saying Bhakti Rasamrita Ambodhi or Sindhau, like that. Okay. Yeah. Somebody else can read. Himanshu, you want to read?
Yes. O Sanatan, may your ocean of Bhakti Rasa, Tava Bhakti Rasamritam Bodhi remain for
Ambodhi.
a long time, remain for a long time. Smruta Suchiram, restricting the harsh arguments. Kathinam Api Kunthayan, of the proponents of karma and jnana, Mimamsaka, just as the ocean restricts the flame, Jiva, of the Vadabha fire, Vadabha Agni.
So now he is seeking the mercy, or asking for the blessings of Sanatan Goswami. Sanatana Tava, your Bhakti Rasamritam Bodhi. This ocean named Bhakti Rasamrit. Okay, this is nectar. Name of the nectar is Bhakti Rasa. Okay, this Bhakti Rasa nectar, may this remain for a long time. Okay, asking for blessings, or asking for uh, Mangal Kamana, basically. He is saying that let this remain for a long time. Correct, as we discussed, Abhishta Puran as well as Vigni Vinashan. Correct. So the book is to be completed, and there not come any obstacle to the book while writing, after writing, like that. So he is praying to Sanatan Goswami. And how his mercy should manifest? By restricting what? The harsh arguments of Mimamsakaha, of the improper logicians of karma and jnana proponents, like that. Okay. So, Kathinam api kunthayan Mimamsaka. And what are these Mimamsaka compared to? Just like the Bhakta were compared to Makara. And this is ocean. So what are these Mimamsakas compared to? They are compared to the Jihvam Vadbagane. Okay, so their tongues are compared to the Vadaba fire, which resides in the ocean. But it is always under control, under the restriction of the ocean. Ocean always restricts because of its vastness and the volume of the water it contains. So just like we have a volcano, all of us have not directly maybe seen a volcano, but somewhere a video or something of a volcano eruption. Similarly, there are volcanoes in the ocean also, okay, which are always coming up. Okay. But this is not like a volcano. I'm just giving an example that how there can be fire inside the ocean. Or this may be volcano also. I don't know. But it's not explained at least in that way. It's told as a flame. That's how Bhanuswami Maharaj is translated. And there is a historical event also, the past time also, for this fire that will be told. So basically, he is praying for the blessings of Sanatana Goswami so that the Mimamsakas, their arguments be restricted by this ocean of Bhakti Rasa. Let this Rasa completely restrict the logical arguments which are completely empty of rasa of the proponents of karma and jnana. That is the verse. Okay, please read the.
Srila Prabhupada on this verse, introduction to NOD. Srila Rup Goswami prays to the spiritual master, Srila Sanatan Goswami, for the protection of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the ocean of the pure nectar of devotional service, from the argumentative logicians who unnecessarily meddle in the science of service to the Lord. He compares their argument and logic to volcanic eruption in the midst of the ocean. In the midst of the ocean, volcanic eruption can do very little harm. And similarly, those who are against devotional service to the Lord and who put forward many philosophical theses about the ultimate transcendental realization cannot disturb this great ocean of devotional service.
Yeah, thank you. So first point he is saying, Srila Prabhupada, that Rupa Goswami prays to the spiritual, to his spiritual master. Okay. So earlier he offered his obeisances, namaskar. Okay. Now he is praying. Okay, for his blessings. Okay, seeking for the blessings, seeking for his what we can say ashirvad. Basically, blessings in Hindi or Sanskrit is ashirvad. Ashih plus vad. Okay, vad means speech. Ashi means auspicious or for benedictions, like that. Okay, so he is seeking that, and he is saying for what? What is the purpose? What is the object in the prayer? Protection. For the protection. From whom it is to be protected? So as we read, from the tongue, like volcanic tongues of the Mimamsaka, like that he is saying. So this is the ocean of pure nectar of devotional service. Hmm. So let it be protected from the arguments, dry arguments basically, of the logicians who unnecessarily meddle in the science of service to Lord, like that. And there is a comparison made, just like the devotees were compared to Makara, the arguments are compared to volcanic eruptions. Okay. And then if there is a comparison between arguments and volcanoes, then there is a comparison also automatically between the restriction of the argument as well as the restriction of volcano that is made here. So ocean is going to restrict the volcano. Okay. Just like the ocean restricts the volcano, let their arguments be restricted by this book. That is the purpose. So these volcanic eruptions, as actually Prabhupada has told them as volcanic eruption only. Yeah, can do very little harm. And similarly, those who are against devotional service, who are these people? Mimamsakaha, who put forward many philosophical theses about the ultimate transcendental realization, cannot disturb this great ocean of devotional service. Yeah, please read.
Jiva Goswami's commentary. He prays to the lotus feet of Guru for the continued presence of his scripture, which will eliminate the criticism of challenges. The challenges, Mimamsaka, are of two types: those who deliberate on karma and those who deliberate on jnana. Jivam, referring to the fire, means a flame as well as a tongue. This flame or tongue is described as belonging to the Vadaba fire,
Vadaba.
Vadabhagne Jivam, to distinguish it from the well-known seven flames, tongues of the fire, which are used to consume the sacrifices.
Yeah, so now Jiva Goswami begins his commentary. He says he is also praying, similarly as Prabhupada told, the prayer to the lotus feet of Srila Sanatana Goswami, his guru, for continued presence of his scripture. Okay, Vigna Vinashan, for removal of any obstacle which may come in completing the book or the existence of the book, like that. Okay. So his mercy will eliminate all the criticism or the challengers like the logicians or the challengers like Mimamsaka. So what are the two types of these challengers? First, those who deliberate on karma, or the second type, those who deliberate on jnana. So basically those who are practitioners of karma yoga or jnana yoga. Okay. And then second one point is made about jiva, the tongue. So that refers to fire. That means a flame. Okay, as well as a tongue. So Jiva Goswami's explanation is like flame. Srila Prabhupada took more particularly it as volcano. Okay. The flame or the tongue is described as belonging to Vadaba, fire. Vadbhagne Jivam. To distinguish it from the well-known seven flames. Okay, this special kind of flame that will be explained, which are used to consume the sacrifices. So the sacrifices, the flames which are there, the Agni, that takes the offerings to the demigods or to Lord Vishnu. But this is a different kind of fire. Yeah, please read.
Under the ocean, near the South Pole, a fire from the lower region emerges from a hole called the mouth of the male, Vadaba. Aurva, born in the Bhrigu dynasty, when about to be killed by the son of Kartavirya, produced a fire out of his front. This fire threatened to the whole world. The Bhargavas persuaded Aurva to cast it in the ocean, where it remains concealed with the face of a horse.
Yeah. So what is the pastime behind it? Jiva Goswami has explained. Under the ocean, near the South Pole, Dakshina. Okay, Dakshinardha. There, below in the pole, near the pole, what is there? A fire is there. How did it come there? It came, the fire name is saying the mouth of the mare. Okay, Vadaba. That is another meaning. So it was coming because of the Aurava, who the person who was there from the Virgo dynasty, when he was threatened to death. So he produced a fire out of his anger or wrath, extreme anger. So he was threatened by whom? Kartivirya. Okay. So this fire threatened the whole world. So the Bhargava, they told him to put it in the ocean near the South Pole, where it is still residing as a face of a horse. Okay, so modern science may not be able to understand what all things are there in the South Pole, which all divinities only it is discovering. So all this may be yet to come in the future. Okay, yeah, please read.
Just as the ocean always remains present to restrict the flame of the Vada fire, this work, the ocean of Bhaktidas, should always remain present to restrict the power of speaking, the tongues of the Mimamsakas. From taking the full meaning of the verse, it should be understood that his desire is not just restriction, but extreme restriction, complete extinction of their criticism. In the case of the ocean, restriction of fire occurs because of the ocean's natural possession of huge quantities of water, one type of rust or liquid.
Yeah, so I told in the beginning, it because of the vastness of the ocean. So, what is specific prayer of Rupa Goswami here? Basically, he is praying. Jiva Goswami explains that he is not asking for a limited restriction. Okay, little bit Mimamsaka logics may be restricted. No, fully, complete extinction of their criticism. That's what his desire. By what? Writing this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. And previous point we already discussed. Yeah, continue.
In the case of the present work, the restriction of the criticism takes place because of the natural sweetness rasa of the work. Another meaning is that, by the metaphor, he is pointing out the difference between the work of an ocean of rust and the regular ocean. The Vadapa fire is present permanently in the regular ocean. However, he is expecting that somehow or other the protest of the Mimamsakas will be very transitory because of the presence of his work.
Yeah. So now he is giving three differences between the Vadaba fire and the fire in the of the basically the jiva of the Mimamsakas. Okay. So three differences he is giving. Okay. And before that, very important point. Okay. So how this work Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu will be able to restrict the criticism that is happening by its natural sweetness. Okay, the very nice and important point. So natural sweetness is there, just like we discussed earlier. Rasa, while discussing the word rasa, rasa is mellow or juice, correct? So like that, the uh, particular thing which attracts us towards a particular fruit, like let's say mango. So why are we attracted towards mango? Because of its rasa, the taste it gives. Okay. So the taste which mango gives, we are attracted towards that. Similarly, in any relationship, the taste, the joy one gets in that relationship is what attracts him towards that relationship. Similarly, here he is saying that natural sweetness which is there in the bhakti rasa, okay, that will be like the restriction of the criticism. Okay, by another logical argument, you cannot destroy the logical arguments because there can be some other day where even more logical argument can arise. So logic can never destroy logic, okay, or can suppress logic. Okay, but what will suppress the logic is the sweet rasa. Okay, when that person, Mimamsaka, will taste someday the sweetness of Bhakti Rasa, he will give up the logic. Just like the four Kumaras, when they smelled the aroma coming from the Tulsi at the lotus feet of Shri Vishnu. So at that time, they completely transformed in their hearts. Like Sukdev Goswami, he completely got transformed by hearing the Shrimad Bhagavatam, which is filled with rasa. So he heard how Krishna is such a merciful Bhagavan that even he gave liberation to Putana. So immediately his heart transformed. So when that rasa touches the heart, the logicians or these Mimamsakas will actually give up their harshness and then come and accept this sweetness. That is the point. Okay. And then he is explaining the three differences basically between the ocean mm, of rasa versus uh, the regular ocean. Okay. The three differences. Okay. Between Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and the regular ocean. Okay. So these three will be told. Yeah. Yeah. Please read.
With, with that in mind, he makes his request that the work remains permanently. Thus, the meaning of the verse would be, though the ocean restricts the Vadava fire, but does not extinguish it, may this work somehow completely extinguish the criticism of the Mimamsakas.
Yeah. So here it was told the Vadava fire represent permanently in the regular ocean. Okay. However, he is expecting somehow or other the protest of Mimamsakas will be very transitory. Okay. Not permanently, but transitory. So this is the first point. Okay. Because of the presence of his work, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So first difference is what? The regular ocean is permanent. Sorry, the Vadava fire in the regular ocean is permanent. The Vadava fire is permanent in the regular ocean, but the Mimamsakas will not be permanent. That will be transitory in the Bhakti Rasamrit because of the presence of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, like that. That is the first point. So, with that in mind, he makes his request of seeking blessings, Ashirvad. Thus, the meaning of the verse would be, though the ocean restricts Vadava fire but does not extinguish it. Yeah, so second difference. The Vadava fire is not extinguished, okay, at any time. But this work will completely extinguish the criticism of the Mimamsakas, like that. Okay. Okay. Any questions are there? Is Prem Latika Mataji?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful explanation with the help of Jesus and commentary, and it is truly very enlightening. So,
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
Jiva Swami Prabhupada they have given. I am not just repeating. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, restriction of criticism for Mimamsakas will decrease. That is being stated in the previous shloka. So, my question, Prabhuji, in day-to-day life also, although we are devotees, in the name of speaking truth,
Name
sometimes
of
we
what?
in the name
Speaking
of
truth.
speaking
Speaking
truth,
truth.
speaking
Yeah.
truth, we also criticize.
Yeah.
So my question is, by deeply studying Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, will that our propensity will also diminish?
Yeah. That is also there. Here, when we also taste the rasa of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, at least in theory also, then we will be able to also understand different aspects. Maybe they are undergoing some difficulty, or maybe they are of particular nature, and maybe it was due to some circumstance, or maybe I should improve. Whatever things may be there, all these aspects will be dealt in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And also surely there will be discussion about rasa. So when we ourselves taste that rasa a little bit in theory also, and in the examples of others, great devotees, our gurus, then we can also be self-satisfied. So it is very nicely told that like a devotee who is self-satisfied very much in his practice, he will not be provoked by others' comments or arguments, because he understands, yes, he is doing his bhakti very nicely, and there may be lot of things to improve, but he knows that I am trying to improve the best as I can, and he is himself trying to practice the method given. So he is very self-satisfied. Then he will not be provoked. So these things will be discussed, Mataji.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So so the three differences I was saying. So first is here that permanently let it be destroyed. And in the Mimamsaka's case, it is Rupa Goswami saying it can be transitory. Okay. Second one is was told earlier is that here there is the huge quantity of water in the ocean. So the Bhakti Rasa ocean, which is the sweet ocean of the rasa, so it restricts the challengers of arguments due to its natural sweetness. Okay, whereas the regular ocean, it is not sweet basically. Uh, okay, it's not sweet. If you don't, and you not have wanted to taste, but if you have tasted the ocean water, it is not sweet. It is salty. Okay, and it is not naturally sweet, which is there the case with the regular so the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. So here the difference basically I want to, or here Jiva Goswami is trying to tell, is because the regular ocean it restricts due to vastness. Okay, but Bhakti Rasa it restricts due to sweetness. Okay, restricts due to sweetness. Okay, so please write this difference also. Okay, second point was that it restricts because of the sweetness. Okay, so this is second point. First was that it is not permanently destroyed, the volcanoes in the ocean. But Rupa Goswami is saying that Mimamsaka, let them be very transitory. That is first point. Second was about the restriction. How does the actual ocean restrict? It restricts due to vastness. But the restriction in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is not because of vastness but sweetness. Okay. And the third point is just like in the regular ocean, the restriction of the Vadava fire, it is at no point destroyed. Okay. In the regular ocean, the Vadava fire is always there. But the Mimamsakas, they can be completely destroyed by the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. The Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So there is possibility of complete destruction of uh, the logic given by Mimamsaka. Okay, so this is the third point. Whereas in the actual ocean, the complete destruction is not possible. Yeah, almost similar to this permanent point. Yeah. Okay. Any other question any devotee has on this shloka before we go to the next? Okay. So this is the next Ashirvad shloka from Bhakti Rasam Sindhu. Bhakti Rasasya Prastutihi Akhila Jagat Mangala Prasangasya Agyepi Mayasya Kriyate Suridam Pramodaya. Okay, somebody else can read. Nimai Rajendra, you want to read?
Hare Krishna. Though I am ignorant, Agyenapi, I have undertaken this work. Mayasya prasu- pras- prastutir kriyate concerning Bhakti Rasa related to Krishna, Bhakti Rasasya Prasangasya, who is auspicious for the whole world, Akhila Jagana Mangala, for the joy of my friends, Suhridam Pramodaya.
Yeah. So earlier it said Pramoda for Madishasya. Correct. Sanatan Tanoh Madisasya Tasya Bhaktasya Pramodaya. He said that for his pleasure. Now he is saying for the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas, Suhridam, those who are his, we can say, contemporary at his time, like I told about other Goswamis, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Jiv Goswami, or other who are there at that time during Rupa Goswami's time. He is saying that. Okay, so this is Ashirvad. So again, so again, out of humility, he's saying, I am, even though again earlier he said Varak Rupo Api, even though I am vile person, now he's saying Agya Api, even though I am ignorant. Okay, Mayasya Prastuti Kriyate. So earlier he said that Varak Rupo Api, Hridiyasya Preranaya Pravartitoham. By his mercy, Chaitanya Devasya Hridiy Preranaya Pravartitoham. I am writing this book. Now he's saying I am presenting this book. Prastuti Kriyate. Okay, which book? Bhakti Rasasya Prasangasya. The book which is concerning Bhakti Rasa related to Krishna. Okay. Who is auspicious for the whole world? Akhil Jagana Mangala. Okay. Like that. Yeah, please read.
I do not really have the power to bring about conciliation between scholars who are favorable and unfavorable to spiritual rasa. But for that purpose, I have made this scripture. This is expressed in this verse as in verse 2nd. He calls himself ignorant, agya, out of humility. The other positive meaning of agya, however, is with whom no wise man can compare. In that case, the word api would function as a expletive with no particular meaning.
So as earlier, Varak, the Mother Saraswati, she gave the meaning that Vara Ak, Akayati, Vara, best, best among all, like that. Rupa Goswami is Varak, best among all. Similarly, he is Agya, A plus Gya. So, A represents here that he is not comparable with anybody. Which kind of personality? Gya, those who have knowledge, wise men. Okay, so he is incomparable among all the wise men. So he is supremely knowledgeable among all, like that. So out of humility, obviously, as Srila Prabhupada gave the commentary that time, same commentary here also applies. Okay, so in that case, when you take the meaning of Agya as nobody can compare to him, the word api will be like expletive, means no particular use, but to just fill the verse with the meter. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so there may be people who are favorable or unfavorable to the spiritual rasa. Okay. So basically unfavorable, those who may be mimamsakas, like he told earlier, right? They may give some logic which is not favorable. So I don't have that capacity to reconcile, although he has, but he doesn't do, just like we saw the Digvijay Pandit when he came in Vrindavan to argue with Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they did not sit to argue. They just signed the Vijay Patra and gave. Okay, so they don't want to argue. They want to dwell into the Bhakti Rasa ocean. Okay. So the next part, this we have already discussed, Granthi Vibhag, division of the book. So we will just see the summary of it. Okay. So he says, Etasya Bhagavad Bhakti Rasamrita Payonidhe Chatvara Khalu Vakshante Bhaga Purvadaya Kramat. So yeah, so maybe somebody else can read. Vrajanand Krishna Prabhu can read.
Yeah, the division of the book. In this sweet portion of Bhakti Rasa offered to the Lord, 4 sections starting with the eastern sections will be expounded one after the other.
So Etasya Bhagavad Bhakti Rasamrita Payonidhe. Okay, in this book, which is Bhakti Rasamrita Payonidhi. Okay, sweet ocean. Okay, what I have done? Chatvara Khalu. I have made 4 sections, 4 divisions to this book. So earlier we discussed it. He has made the 4 divisions to the book like this. And then what he is saying? Starting with the eastern section. First, I have started with Purva Adaya. Purva means east. Adaya means beginning. Bhagaha. In the beginning, the first is I have kept as eastern division, the first part. That will be expounded Vakshayante Kramat in order. Okay, one after another. I will explain from the eastern section like that. He is saying. Okay. So what is the structure? So all the Vibhag, what is the different names? Is Purva Vibhag first, he told. Eastern division. What is the name of Purva Vibhag? Bhagavat Bhakti Bheda, defining the different types of pure bhakti. So we discussed sadhana will be described in the second wave. Bhava will be described in the third wave. So that all is coming here. First wave is what? Samanya Bhakti Lahari. The first wave. So as we discussed, Purvi Bhag has 4 waves. Okay. So it has 4 waves. And who are we? Who are we? Who are we supposed to be?
Sadhakas.
Sadhaka is there, but in this ocean, who are we?
Samanya Bhakti.
In this ocean, who are we?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, yeah, Makara. Okay, that Rupa Goswami told. We are like Makara. Okay, sharks. Okay, so we are not attracted to Mukti. Okay, and we are not attracted. We are not fearful of the time. Kala Jala. Okay. At least we are trying to be. Some devotee are laughing. Yeah, Kala Jala Bhiya. Yeah, we are trying to be. And then there is one more thing he told. What was that? Ignoring liberation. And there was one more what? Joyful. Correct. So the devotees are joyful. So we are supposed to be sadhakas. Okay. Who are like in the ocean, they are sharks. Okay. And the lahari, the lahar, the wave, when each wave comes, so what we are supposed to be do what we're doing, what is going deep into this ocean, basically. Hmm. And each wave is supposed to submerge us. Like the chapter name may be in the terms of wave, which explains Samanya Bhakti Lahari, wave which explains Bhakti in general. So wave is explaining, it means actually what it is submerging us. So the meaning is actually the wave is coming and the shark or the makara or the devotees are supposed to be submerging into the first wave while the wave is coming. So while we are studying this first chapter, first wave, we are supposed to be getting submerged into this Samanya Bhakti Lahari, the wave which is going to explain us Bhakti in general. So we are going to submerge into this Bhakti wave in general. Okay, I hope it is understandable. Okay, second wave when it comes after the first wave will be over, second wave will come. What is the name of the wave? Sadhana Bhakti Lahari. That time we are supposed to submerged into this topic of Sadhana Bhakti, which will be explaining Vaidhi and Raganuga types. Third wave will come. Okay, so this will explain the Bhava Bhakti Lahari, and we have to be supposed to be submerged in Bhava Bhakti explanation. And similarly, fourth wave of the eastern section, Prema Bhakti Lahari. So this is the name of the waves of Pur Vibhag. Similarly, there are names given to the Vibhag of the southern section. Okay, maybe you can take a screenshot or keep or I don't know, you may remember southern division, Dakshin Vibhag. So it has again 5 waves which will submerge us into different rasa explanations. So the name of the Dakshin Vibhag is what? Samanya Bhakti Lahari. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, sorry. It's not Lahari. Okay, Samanya Bhakti Vibhag. Division. Okay. So, what it describes Samanya Bhakti? General rasas. Okay. Samanya Bhakti Rasa. Okay. Samanya Bhakti Rasa Vibhag. Okay. I think it got copied from previous slide. Hmm. Samanya Bhakti Lahari. Yeah. Okay. Samanya Bhakti Rasa Vibhag basically. So, general rasas within the division of the ocean. Okay. And within Bhakti. Okay, so defining the components of rasas, we discussed already about all this very elaborately in the first session. Vibhav, that is the first wave. Second will be Anubhav Lahari. Third will be Sattvic Bhava Lahari. Okay, wave which explains Sattvic Bhav, like that. Vavichari Bhav Lahari, wave which explains Vavichari Bhav. Thai Bhav Lahari, which wave which will explain Thai Bhav. So that time the reader is supposed to be like the makara who will submerge into this wave while that wave is coming, like that, and frolicking in the wave. Similarly, the Paschim Western division, that is third, right? Second was southern, third is Paschim Vibhag. So what is the Western division name? Mukhya Bhakti Rasa Vibhag. Okay, the name is Mukhya Bhakti. Defining the 5 principal Bhakti Rasas. 5 principal Bhakti Rasas Rupa Goswami will explain in this Western division. Okay, so this will be first Sant Bhakti Rasa Lahari. So basically the same thing which was told earlier. We can just do wave which explains Shant Bhakti Rasa. Similarly, second wave will be Preet Bhakti Rasa, which will explain Dasya Bhakti. Third Lahari, Prayo Bhakti Rasa, Sakhya. It is not Sakhya, it is Sakhya. Okay, Sakhya Ras. Okay, sometimes devotee pronounce Sakhya Ras, Sakhya Ras. Fourth is Vatsala Bhakti Ras, which is called as Vatsalya. Okay, and Madhura Bhakti Ras, Madhurya. These five will be explained in which one? Which part? Western division, third division. And last will be Uttar Vibhagaha, northern division. Okay, that is fourth division. In that Gauna Bhakti Rasa Vibhag is there. Gauna Bhakti Rasa will be defined. What are their names? 12 names. First is Hasya Bhakti Rasa Lahari, Adbhut Bhakti Rasa Lahari, Veera Bhakti Rasa Lahari, chivalry. Okay, Adbhut is wonder, Hasya is humor, Karuna Bhakti Rasa Lahari, piteousness or compassion, Raudra Bhakti Rasa Lahari, anger, Bhayanak Bhakti Rasa Lahari, horror, fear, Vibhats Bhakti Rasa Lahari, repulsion, Rasa Maitri Vairasthiti, friendliness and Vairam is enmity between the rasa. Like Sakhyaras and anger, they are incompatible. They cannot go together. Okay, like that. Madhurya ras and Vatsalya ras are incompatible. They will never go together. Okay, like Hasya and Sakhya, they are friendly. They can go together. So like that will be described. And Rasa Abhas. Okay, so sometimes we find Rasa explained in trees, creepers, demons also, or that it's Abhas, like that it will be explained. Okay, so these are the complete detailed of each division. Okay, so this is the structure of the whole book. So before any book is written, the structure of the book is already there in the mind of the writer. Okay, not uh, like anything which will come to the mind later will be written. Everything is already there, so he's writing that. Okay, so this is in whole essence. The whole ocean of nectar of devotion is divided into four parts with their names. Okay, so eastern side has these four waves, the varieties of bhakti, the types of bhakti. Southern is overview of rasa, samanya bhakti rasa vibhag. So it has these five components, five lahari, five waves. Western is the primary rasas, the five important or the mukhya rasa. And the northern side is secondary rasa. That's seven secondary rasas plus extra two chapters. Okay, that is compatibility and incompatibility, mixture of the mellows. And ninth is distorted mellows. Okay, that is called as rasa abhas. Okay, these are the total complete division of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, any question about this structure? Any devotee, any question? Okay, so then tomorrow we will continue the next verse of this section. Okay, so 8, 9 and 10, three more verses will be there. So that will be explaining the whatever we saw in the table now, same thing he'll be explaining. Okay. Okay, not I think there are no commentaries. We will just do these three verses and then tomorrow we can start Panyabhilashita Shunya. Okay. Tatra पूर्वे विभागे अस्मिन् भक्ति भेद निरूपके अनुक्रमेण वक्तव्यं लहरीणां चतुष्टयम्. The Eastern division defines the different types of bhakti. Okay, Samanya Bhakti Bheda, Sadhana, Bhava, Prema. This will be discussed in four successive waves, four chapters. Rupa Goswami is saying Chatushtayam. It will explain in four verses. Okay. Anukramena Chatushtayam Vyaktavyam Laharinam. Okay, in the respective order. And what is the name of this Vibhag? Samanya Bhakti Bhed Nirupake. Okay, Bhakti Bhed. Okay. That will be in the Puru Vibhag. Now next verse he says Adya Samanya Bhakti Adhya Dvitiya Sadhana Anvita Bhavashrita Tritiya Cha Turiya Prema Nirupika. So he says first wave of Eastern division of ocean is concerned with Bhakti in general. Adya, the first. What is the name? Samanya Bhakti Ad. Okay. Saman Bhakti Adhya. Explaining what Samanya Bhakti. This is first of the Puru Vibhag. The second wave describes Sadhana Bhakti. Dvitiya Sadhana Anvita. Sadhana Bhakti. Third wave describes Bhava Bhakti. Bhavashrita Tritiya. Fourth wave describes Prem Bhakti. Turiya. Fourth. Prema Nirupika. It will be revealing Prema Bhakti. And then last verse of this Granth Vibhag. Tatrado Sushtu Vaishishtyam Asya Kathayatum Sputam Lakshanam Kriyate Bhakte Uttamaya Satam Matam. So in the first wave or chapter, in order to describe clearly the superiority of bhakti to other processes, the unique characteristics of the Uttama Bhakti will be related as approved by Acharyas. So unique characteristics, basically that is called speciality, speciality of bhakti, Vaisishtyam, the word used is the Vaisishtyam of bhakti, the specialness, the speciality of bhakti will be Kathayitum Sputam, will be explained. How? By describing their lakshana. Their basically the characteristics of Uttama Bhakti will be described. The three characteristics will be described. We will see tomorrow. Okay. And then it will be described what makes them Uttama. Okay. That is without any mixture of Jnana and Karma and so many other things. Satam Matam, as explained by the Acharyas, as approved by the Acharyas. Okay. Yeah, two more slides. Yeah, we'll read this. Yes, Nimai Rajendra, please read.
In the first wave of Eastern division, Tatra, first of all, Adav, the characteristics of Uttama Bhakti or pure Bhakti will be dealt with, Kriyate. The whole of Bhakti will not be discussed. The reason is given. This is in order to describe clearly the supreme position of Bhakti. When Bhakti is not pure and is covered by other desires in the form of Jnana and Karma, its strength is not full. With pure, such impure types of Bhakti, the characteristics appear only partially. Thus, mixed bhakti cannot be used to show the supreme nature of bhakti.
So why somebody may ask, why not describe mixed bhakti, then it describe Uttama Bhakti? Okay, why describe directly Uttama Bhakti? So Uttama Bhakti, we will discuss so many things, points are there, but Uttama Bhakti only leads one to Bhav and Prem. Other types of Bhakti will not lead one to Bhav and Prem, and no rasa will come from that mixed Bhakti. Okay, that's how only Uttama Bhakti is dealt with. Why? Because the name of the book itself is Bhakti Rasa. Bhakti rasa is to be supposed to be discussed. That rasa will not come by mixed bhakti, so there is no use of discussing that. So Rupa Goswami will discuss only Uttama Bhakti, pure Bhakti. Okay. And whole of Bhakti will not be discussed. One should not think that Rupa Goswami is first going to discuss the mixed Bhakti and then discuss Uttama Bhakti. No. Okay. In order to describe the supreme position of Bhakti. Okay. There will not be description of mixture with Jnana and Karma. Okay. So it will be described as no covering by other desires of Jnana and Karma. Jnana, Karma, the Anavritam will be described like that. So because when it is with Jnana and Karma, the strength is not full. Okay. One cannot attain the these two things basically, Bhava and Prema, and all the related characteristics like Moksha Laghutakrit, that will not come. They want moksha only, Jnana people. The Moksha Laghutakrit will not come only. Okay. All these things will not come. Prema will not appear. So with such impure types of bhakti, the characteristics appear only partially. The six characteristics or the six specialities and the three characteristics of pure bhakti will appear only partially. That's why mixed bhakti will not be discussed, and mixed bhakti cannot be used to show supreme nature of bhakti, how it conquers Krishna also. So what is the reference? Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः हरा भक्तस्य कुडो महद्गुणा मनोरथेनासति धावतो बहिः. Yeah, please read the meaning.
One who has unflinching devotion, Uttama Bhakti, unto the Supreme Personality of God, must have all the good qualities of the demigods, and contrarily, one who is not a devotee of the Lord must be hovering in the darkness of mental speculation, and thus must be engaged in material impermanence. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, 18th chapter, 12th verse.
Yeah. So only by unflinching devotion, only by Uttama Bhakti, by that only all good qualities will come, not by mixed Bhakti. That is the point. Okay, by mixed Bhakti, all the good qualities will not come. That's why this verse is quoted. Bhagavati Akinchana. Okay, Akinchana word is there. That's why it has to be pure Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. That only can reveal what? All the qualities which is there in Bhakti. That's why this is a reference given. Tomorrow we'll see definition of Uttama Bhakti. Okay. So any question on what we discussed last part? Okay, so we'll pause here and continue tomorrow with the definition of Uttama Bhakti. So this is again part of introduction only. So kindly read the introduction of Srila Prabhupada given to NOD and see what points he has made, and then we will discuss this tomorrow. Hare Krishna. श्री भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, शील जीव गोस्वामी पाद की जय, शील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय, शील रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Ranjan.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.